I don't know how to start. This is a coming out video of sorts, but it's not about sexuality. As we know, I have many things wrong with me. I have fibromyalgia, which sucks. I have uveitis, which means this eye sucks. And now, turns out that my brain works differently because I'm autistic. This might not be a surprise to some people, but it turns out I was autistic the whole time. I only found out on Friday, which is a week before for you guys, just a few days for me, and I've hardly been able to process it. I'm finding recording this really hard. I was meant to do this on Saturday when everything was really fresh. I just couldn't do it. But I'm here with a weighted blanket and a plushie, hopefully help. In many ways, it has put some things in my life into perspective. And in some ways, it's triggering a grief response and an anger response. It makes so many social interactions that I've had clearer. It's probably why I've been called weird all of my life. Yes, well into adulthood. And it's strange. Let's start from when I originally went into the doctors and said, I think I'm weird. It was around that time when everyone on TikTok was diagnosing you as neurodivergent. And I felt a lot of affinity there, but I felt it more for ADHD. However, there is a lot of overlap between ADHD and autism. So, though I went in originally for ADHD, about halfway through the process, which has taken 5 years, we did the ADHD. They didn't think it was me. And then they went, actually, we really want to check you for autism. I was like, okay, yeah, fine, whatever. Little did I know. I finally started getting like my actual assessment stuff last summer. And there was lots of paperwork to fill out, lots of stuff to talk with parents about things that I probably don't remember. I don't remember a lot from my childhood, weirdly. Let me know if that's a thing. So yeah, like my parents helped massively, but my mom, actually both of them were like, you're not autistic, you're fine. You're the normal one in the family. If I'm the normal one, then you've all got to be autistic. We've seen it absolutely through the males in our family. No one's been diagnosed but me. And I just think that's quite funny. Because I want to actually know, like, me, who I am, understand myself. I felt so other from myself. But I'm hoping this kind of opens my eyes a bit to some things about myself, which it has. But it could do more, please. It's very early days. Anyway, where am I? Doing all the paperwork and stuff. Cool. Sent that off. All done. And then I was told that I would, get feedback or whatever, like within a couple of weeks. Months went by. And I randomly got an email from like the general department for mental health. And I was like, hey, by the way, what's going on? Eventually, the guy who was originally seeing to my case was like, hey, sorry, I forgot to inform you. I had to go into like extra training and stuff. Basically, I'm back, sorry. Let's get something sorted. So he came out twice to do lots of asking random questions, stuff about my childhood, stuff about me now, stuff that's like abstract. Like, what is a friend? How do you define a friend? Where do you feel emotions? What do emotions feel like to you? Some really off the wall kind of questions, I thought at the time. That was the first session. It was really long. And I went to bed for the rest of the day because I was so burnt out from it. I don't talk about myself this much for this long. Leave me alone. I need to go to bed. A couple of weeks later, or maybe it was the next week, I can't remember. Anyway, he came back and we did something to do with like pictures and emotions and like registering people's emotions and things. I can understand emotions with context, but if I don't have context, I don't necessarily get it right, if that makes any sense. And there were a few other little random bits, but that one was a lot shorter. I did take some time to like chill out, but I didn't need to like go to bed for the rest of the day. And then he was like, okay, I'm going to write all this down and take it to the board. However, I may need to come back and ask you some more things. I was like, yeah, cool, whatever. So just before Christmas, he came to see me. He had more questions, and both of my parents were off of work because it was close to Christmas. So they sat in and they gave so much extra stuff to him. Here, have all of this information. To be fair, something that did slightly annoy me at the time is they would shift the conversation to my brother. I can understand them as parents being like, hey, we want to like understand a bit more about our son, but we were there for me. Even the guy said, okay, let's get back to M. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. But yeah, we ended up talking for hours and hours. Eventually he left and he was like, cool, you probably won't hear anything till like a bit after Christmas. Leave it with me, it'll get sorted. I'll call you, whatever the outcome is. Yeah, cool, sick. Flash forward to last Friday, I was starting to get a bit antsy. I was like, it's been like 3 weeks. I should probably like think about chasing this up now. And I was out shopping. I go food shopping with my nana. She needs a little extra help. That's cool. We were out. I was in the middle of that and he rang. I was like, hello. Yes, I really want to know, but I can't talk right now. I'm in the middle of Aldi. So it was lovely. It was fine. I was like, yeah, what time do you want me to call? I said about 3ish. Cool. Got back, got settled. As soon as I flopped down on my bed, he rang. I was like, oh, okay. Damn. Okay, tell me the news. He's like, you're autistic. Oh. Okay. He said it's classed as like childhood autism because, I mean, you've been autistic all your life. So you're just autistic. I was like, okay, I don't understand, but yeah, sure. I'm autistic. That's all that matters here. There's more paperwork. He's going to come out again. There's extra stuff that we're going to go through. That's cool. But right now, I'm in the processing phase. I will be getting my snazzy little diagnosis letter in the mail soon. I was going to film this on Saturday, the day after I found out. But there was too much going on in my brain. I didn't get very much of anything done. I'm autistic. I'm autistic. I was always autistic. I'm autistic. I have autism. I keep saying it, and it's not going in. What does that mean for me? I don't know. What I really want to ask the guy is, what tipped it? You know? Like, what parts of the information that I gave you made it sound like I'm autistic? I want to know. I want to know what answers I got wrong or right. This is silly. But that's what I want to know. I want to know what I got wrong and right. No, is that just me? I'm high masking. Extremely high masking. So, like, we actually had that in one of the sessions. And he was like, yeah, you're high masking. Okay, cool. I just want to know. I just want to know all of the information. I don't know what to do, who to talk to, what support there is. We're going to go over this. I know, but I want to know it right now. Because I know now. Kind of. It still isn't. But whatever. But also I have so much like grief and anger because I've muddled through life for so long. I have thought that I'm just a total freak for so many years. So many years. It explains why I find it hard to maintain friendships sometimes. I do better with, like, checking in every couple of months, having a little catch up, and then disappearing again. I love that kind of friendship. It puts relationships into perspective. It puts family dynamics somewhat into perspective. I was a very emotional child, and as an adult looking back, I was like, I think it was like anxiety. I didn't know how to express it. Because I was a child, I didn't have the words. So I just cried constantly. Like, if you looked at me wrong, I would cry. Maybe they were meltdowns. The feeling of never being understood, no matter how much I would try to explain myself. Makes sense now. I've gotten away with a lot of special interests that I've had because they've been, like, socially acceptable. Makeup. Makeup is a big special interest of mine. I collect it. I love it so much. It's so fun. I still do the same makeup most days, but still it's so fun and I like it. The way I would collect stuffed toys. I had so many stuffed toys that I couldn't get into bed. We had to get like a hammock thing for them to live in so that I could get into bed. it was, I collected things, but it was like, oh, you're a kid and you like soft toys, cool. Like, that's normal. I don't anymore, but I do have a couple still. This one's a giant shark called Sharky, obviously. There's so much of me that is autistic, and I never knew. I can see inner child me. I just want to love her and protect her. She's like, so there was something wrong with me. Like, no, just something different. Not wrong. But still, yes, like, you needed more support than what you got. That's heartbreaking. That's awful to realise. Oh, by the way, you needed extra help all your life. No one saw, no one gave a damn. They did, some did, but, you know, it never got explored, nothing. That's just how she is. I cried so much growing up, knowing that I was different, and I didn't know how. I want to cry for myself. I really do. But I also am so angry as well because there was this little girl and she needed help. I'm not going to cry, I promise. At least I know now, at my big age. But I don't know where to go from here. I just am. I'm just autistic. If you know of anywhere to get more information or help or anything like that, please send everything my way. How do I wrap my head around this? There's certainly one way to start the year. Anyway, thank you for sticking around if you did. I am gonna go journal about all these feelings that I have and hopefully try to figure things out the best I can. I will see you next week. No idea what we're gonna do. It may be a continuation of this, but right now, I have no clue. Like, more than usual. So I guess for now, thank you and goodbye.